Good morning. Welcome to Eat, Breathe, and Pray. It is Thursday, January 30th, and the time is 6:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast of the United States. And we are here for our Through the Bible in 1 Year reading. Today's reading comes from Joshua chapters 21 through 24. And let's get started. Joshua chapter 21. Then the heads of households of the Levites came near to Eleazar the priest, and to Joshua the son of Nun, and to the heads of households of the tribes of the sons of Israel. And they spoke to them at Shiloh in the land of Canaan, saying, Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moses to give us cities to live in, with their pasture lands for our cattle. So the sons of Israel gave the Levites from their inheritance these cities with their pasture lands, according to the command of Yahweh. Then the lot came out for the families of the Kohathites, and the sons of Aaron the priest, who were of the Levites, received 13 cities by lot from the tribe of Judah, and from the tribe of the Simeonites, and from the tribe of Benjamin. Now the rest of the sons of Kohath received 10 cities by lot from the families of the tribe of Ephraim, and from the tribe of Dan, and from the half tribe of Manasseh. And the sons of Gershon received 13 cities by lot from the families of the tribe of Issachar, and from the tribe of Asher, and from the tribe of Naphtali, and from the half tribe of Manasseh in Bashan. The sons of Merari, according to their families, received 12 cities from the tribe of Reuben, and from the tribe of Gad, and from the tribe of Zebulun. So the sons of Israel gave by lot to the Levites these cities with their pasture lands, as Yahweh had commanded by the hand of Moses. They also gave from the tribe of the sons of Judah and from the tribe of the sons of Simeon these cities which are here mentioned by name. And they were for the sons of Aaron, one of the families of the Kohathites, of the sons of Levi, for the lot was theirs first. So they gave them Kiriath Arba, Arba being the father of Anak, that is, Hebron, in the hill country of Judah, with its pasture lands all around it. But the fields of the city and its villages they gave to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, as his possession. Thus to the sons of Aaron, the priest, they gave Hebron, the city of refuge for the manslayer, with its pasture lands, Libnah also with its pasture lands, Jatir with its pasture lands, Eshtemoa with its pasture lands, Holon with its pasture lands, and Debir with its pasture lands, and Ain with its pasture lands, and Juttah with its pasture lands, and Beth Shemesh with its pasture lands, 9 cities from these 2 tribes. From the tribe of Benjamin, Gibeon with its pasture lands, Geba with its pasture lands, Anathoth with its pasture lands, and Almon with its pasture lands, 4 cities. All the cities of the sons of Aaron, the priests, were 13 cities with their pasture lands. Then the cities from the tribe of Ephraim were allotted to the families of the sons of Kohath, the Levites, even to the rest of the sons of Kohath. And they gave them Shechem, the city of refuge for the manslayer, with its pasture lands, in the hill country of Ephraim, and Gezer with its pasture lands, and Kibzaim with its pasture lands, and Beth Horon with its pasture lands, 4 cities. From the tribe of Dan, Elteke with its pasture lands, Gibbethon with its pasture lands, Ajalon with its pasture lands, and Gath Rimmon with its pasture lands, 4 cities. Excuse me. From the half tribe of Manasseh, they gave Tanakh with its pasture lands, and Gath Rimmon with its pasture lands, 2 cities. All the cities with their pasture lands for the families of the rest of the sons of Kohath were 10. Now to the sons of Gershon, one of the families of the Levites, from the half tribe of Manasseh, they gave Golan in Bashan, the city of refuge for the manslayer, with its pasture lands, and Be Eshterah with its pasture lands, 2 cities. From the tribe of Issachar, they gave Kishion with its pasture lands, Dabarath with its pasture lands, Jarmuth with its pasture lands, En-Ganim with its pasture lands, 4 cities. From the tribe of Asher, they gave Mishal with its pasture lands, Abdon with its pasture lands, Helkath with its pasture lands, and Rehob with its pasture lands, 4 cities. From the tribe of Naphtali, they gave Kadesh in Galilee, the city of refuge for the manslayer, with its pasture lands, and Hamath Dor with its pasture lands, and Kartan with its pasture lands, Dimnah with its pasture lands, Nahalal with its pasture lands, 4 cities. From the tribe of Reuben, they gave Bezer with its pasture lands, and Jahaz with its pasture lands, Kedemoth with its pasture lands, and Mephath with its pasture lands, 4 cities. From the tribe of Gad, they gave Ramoth in Gilead, the city of refuge for the manslayer, with its pasture lands, and Mahanaim with its pasture lands, Heshbon with its pasture lands, Jazer with its pasture lands, 4 cities in all. All these were the cities of the sons of Merari, according to their families, the rest of the families of the Levites, and their lot was 12 cities. All the cities of the Levites in the midst of the possession of the sons of Israel were 48 cities with their pasture lands. These cities each had its surrounding pasture lands. Thus it was with all these cities. So Yahweh gave Israel all the land which he had sworn to give to their fathers, and they possessed it and lived in it. And Yahweh gave them rest on every side, according to all that he had sworn to their fathers, and no one of all their enemies stood before them. Yahweh gave all their enemies into their hand. Not one promise of the good promises which Yahweh had promised to the house of Israel failed. Excuse me, all came to pass. Then Joshua summoned the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh, and said to them, You have kept all that Moses the servant of Yahweh commanded you, and have listened to my voice in all that I commanded you. You have not forsaken your brothers these many days to this day, but have kept the responsibility of the commandment of Yahweh your God. And now Yahweh your God has given rest to your brothers, as he has spoken to them. So now turn and go to your tents, to the land of your possession, which Moses the servant of Yahweh commanded you. to love Yahweh your God, and walk in all his ways, and keep his commandments, and cling to him, and serve him with all your heart and with all your soul. Then Joshua blessed them and sent them away, and they went to their tents. Now to the one half tribe of Manasseh, Moses had given a possession in Bashan. But to the other half, Joshua gave a possession among their brothers westward beyond the Jordan. So when Joshua sent them away to their tents, he blessed them and spoke to them, saying, Return to your tents with great riches and with very much livestock, with silver and gold, bronze, iron, and with very many clothes. Divide the spoil of your enemies with your brothers. Then the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh returned home and departed from the sons of Israel at Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan, to go to the land of Gilead, to the land of their possession which they had possessed, according to the command of Yahweh by the hand of Moses. And they came to the region of the Jordan, which is in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh built an altar there by the Jordan, a large altar in appearance. And the sons of Israel heard it and said, Behold, the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh have built an altar at the entrance of the land of Canaan, in the region of the Jordan, on the side belonging to the sons of Israel. Then the sons of Israel heard of it, and the whole congregation of the sons of Israel assembled themselves at Shiloh to go up against them in war. Then the sons of Israel sent to the sons of Reuben and to the sons of Gad and to the half tribe of Manasseh into the land of Gilead, Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, and with him 10 leaders, one leader for each father's household from each of the tribes of Israel. And each one of them was the head of his father's household among the thousands of Israel. So they came to the sons of Reuben, and to the sons of Gad, and to the half tribe of Manasseh, to the land of Gilead, and they spoke with them, saying, Thus says the whole congregation of Yahweh, What is this unfaithful act which you have committed against the God of Israel, turning away from following Yahweh this day, by building yourselves an altar, to rebel against Yahweh this day? Is the iniquity of Peor too small a thing for us, from which we have not cleansed ourselves to this day, although there was a plague on the congregation of Yahweh? Yet you are turning away this day from following Yahweh. Now it will be that if you rebel against Yahweh today, he will be angry with the whole congregation of Israel tomorrow. If, however, the land of your possession is unclean, then cross into the land of the possession of Yahweh, where the tabernacle of Yahweh dwells, and take possession among us. But do not rebel against Yahweh, nor rebel against us by building an altar for yourselves, besides the altar of Yahweh our God. Did not Achan, the son of Zerah, act unfaithfully in the things devoted to destruction, and indignation fall on all the congregation of Israel? But he was not the only man to breathe his last in his iniquity. Then the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the half tribe of Manasseh answered and spoke to the heads of the thousands of Israel. The mighty one, God, Yahweh, the mighty one, God, Yahweh, he knows, and may Israel itself know. if it was in rebellion, or if in an unfaithful act against Yahweh, do not save us this day. If we have built for ourselves an altar to turn away from following Yahweh, or if to perform a burnt offering or grain offering on it, or if to offer sacrifices of peace offerings on it, may Yahweh Himself require it. But truly we have done this out of concern, for a reason, saying, in time to come, your sons may say to our sons, what have you to do with Yahweh, the God of Israel? And Yahweh has made the Jordan a border between you and us. You sons of Reuben and sons of Gad, you have no portion in Yahweh. So your sons may make our sons stop fearing Yahweh. Therefore we said, let us build an altar, not for burnt offering or for sacrifice. Rather, it shall be a witness between us and you, and between our generations after us, that we are to perform the service of Yahweh before him, with our burnt offerings, and with our sacrifices, and with our peace offerings, so that your sons will not say to our sons in time to come, you have no portion in Yahweh. Therefore we said, it will also be that if they say this to us, or to our generations in time to come, then we shall say, see the copy of the altar of Yahweh which our fathers made, not for burnt offering or for sacrifice. Rather, it is a witness between us and you. Far be it from us to rebel against Yahweh and turn away from following Yahweh this day. Excuse me. By building an altar for burnt offering, for grain offering, or for sacrifice, besides the altar of Yahweh our God, which is before his tabernacle. So Phinehas and the leaders of the congregation, even the heads of the thousands of Israel who were with him, heard the words which the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad and the sons of Manasseh spoke, and it was good in their sight. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, said to the sons of Reuben and to the sons of Gad and to the sons of Manasseh, today we know that Yahweh is in our midst, because you have not committed this unfaithful act against Yahweh. So then you have delivered the sons of Israel from the hand of Yahweh. Then Phinehas, the son of Eleazar the priest, and the leaders returned from the sons of Reuben and from the sons of Gad, from the land of Gilead to the land of Canaan, to the sons of Israel, and brought back word to them. And the word was good in the sight of the sons of Israel, and the sons of Israel blessed God. And they did not speak of going up against them in war, to destroy the land in which the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad were living. And the sons of Reuben and the sons of Gad called the altar Witness, for they said, it is a witness between us that Yahweh is God. Chapter 23. Now it happened after many days, after Yahweh had given rest to Israel from all their enemies on every side, and Joshua was old, advanced in years, that Joshua called for all Israel, for their elders and their heads and their judges and their officers, and said to them, I am old, advanced in years, and you have seen all that Yahweh your God has done to all these nations because of you. For Yahweh your God is he who has been fighting for you. See, I have allotted to you these nations, which remain as an inheritance for your tribes, with all the nations which I have cut off, from the Jordan even to the great sea, toward the setting of the sun. And Yahweh your God, he will thrust them out before you, and dispossess them before you, and you will possess their land, just as Yahweh your God promised you. Be very strong then, to keep and to do all that is written in the book of the law of Moses, so that you may not turn aside from it to the right hand or to the left, so that you will not go along with these nations, these which remain among you, and you will not mention the name of their gods, and you will not make anyone swear by them, and you will not serve them, and you will not bow down to them. But you are to cling to Yahweh your God, as you have done to this day. For Yahweh has dispossessed great and mighty nations from before you. And as for you, no man has stood before you to this day. One of your men will pursue 1,000. For Yahweh your God is he who fights for you, just as he promised you. So keep your souls very carefully to love Yahweh your God. For if you ever turn back and cling to the rest of these nations, these which remain among you, and intermarry with them, so that you go along with them and they with you, I know with certainty that Yahweh your God will not continue to dispossess these nations from before you, but they will be a snare and a trap to you, and a whip on your sides, and thorns in your eyes, until you perish from off this good land which Yahweh your God has given you. Now behold, today I am going in the way of all the earth, and you know in all your hearts and in your souls, all your souls, that not one word of all the good words which Yahweh your God spoke concerning you has failed, and all have come to pass for you. Not one word of them has failed. And it will be that just as all the good words which Yahweh your God spoke to you have come upon you, so Yahweh will bring upon you all the calamitous words until he has destroyed you from off this good land which Yahweh your God has given you. When you trespass against the covenant of Yahweh your God, which he commanded you, and go and serve other gods, and bow down to them, then the anger of Yahweh will burn against you, and you will quickly perish from off the good land which he has given you. Joshua chapter 24. Then Joshua gathered all the tribes of Israel from Shechem to Shechem, and called for the elders of Israel, and for their heads, and their judges, and their officers, and they presented themselves before God. And Joshua said to all the people, Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, from ancient times your fathers lived beyond the river, namely Terah, the father of Abraham, and the father of Nahor, and they served other gods. Then I took your father Abraham from beyond the river, and led him through all the land of Canaan, and multiplied his seed, and gave him Isaac. To Isaac I gave Jacob and Esau, and to Esau I gave Mount Seir to possess it. But Jacob and his sons went down to Egypt. Then I sent Moses and Aaron, and I smote Egypt by what I did in its midst. And afterward I brought you out. And I brought your fathers out of Egypt, and you came to the sea, and Egypt pursued your fathers with chariots and horsemen to the Red Sea. Then they cried out to Yahweh. He put darkness between you and the Egyptians, and brought the sea upon them, and covered them, and your own eyes saw what I did in Egypt. And you lived in the wilderness for many days. Then I brought you into the land of the Amorites, who lived beyond the Jordan, and they fought with you, and I gave them into your hand, and you took possession of their land, and I destroyed them before you. Then Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, arose and fought against Israel. And he sent and summoned Balaam, the son of Beor, to curse you. But I was not willing to listen to Balaam. So he blessed you repeatedly, and I delivered you from his hand. And you crossed the Jordan and came to Jericho. And the citizens of Jericho fought against you. And the Amorite, and the Perizzite, and the Girgashite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Girgashite, the Hivite, and the Jebusite. Thus I gave them into your hand. Then I sent the hornet before you, and it drove out the 2 kings of the Amorites from before you, but not by your sword or your bow. And I gave you a land on which you had not labored, and cities which you had not built, and you have lived in them. And you are eating of vineyards and olive groves which you did not plant. So now fear Yahweh, and serve him in integrity and truth, and put away the gods which your fathers served beyond the river and in Egypt. And and continuing in verse 14, and serve Yahweh. If it is evil in your sight to serve Yahweh, choose for yourselves today whom you will serve, whether the gods which your fathers served, which were beyond the Jordan, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you are living. But as for me and my house, we will serve Yahweh. And the people answered and said, Far be it from us that we should forsake Yahweh to serve other gods. For Yahweh our God is he who brought us and our fathers up out of the land of Egypt, from the house of slavery, and who did these great signs in our sight, and kept us through all the way in which we went, and among all the peoples through whose midst we passed. And Yahweh drove out from before us all the peoples, even the Amorites who lived in the land. We also will serve Yahweh, for he is our God. Then Joshua said to the people, You will not be able to serve Yahweh, for he is a holy God. He is a jealous God. He will not forgive your transgression or your sins. If you forsake Yahweh and serve foreign gods, then he will turn and do you harm and consume you after he has done good to you. And the people said to Joshua, No, but we will serve Yahweh. And Joshua said to the people, You are witnesses against yourselves that you have chosen for yourselves Yahweh to serve him. And they said, We are witnesses. So now put away the foreign gods which are in your midst, and incline your hearts to Yahweh, the God of Israel. And the people of Joshua, and the people said to Joshua, We will serve Yahweh our God, and we will listen to his voice. So Joshua cut a covenant with the people that day, and made for them a statute and a judgment in Shechem. And Joshua wrote these words in the book of the law of God. And he took a large stone and set it up there under the oak that was by the sanctuary of Yahweh. And Joshua said to all the people, Behold, this stone shall be for a witness against us, for it has heard all the words of Yahweh which he spoke to us. Thus it shall be for a witness against you, lest you deny your God. Then Joshua dismissed the people, each to his inheritance. Now it happened that after these things Joshua the son of Nun, the servant of Yahweh, died, being 110 years old. And they buried him in the territory of his inheritance in Timnath Serah, which is in the hill country of Ephraim, on the north of Mount Gash. And Israel served Yahweh all the days of Joshua, and all the days of the elders who survived Joshua, who knew all the work of Yahweh which he had done for Israel. Now they buried the bones of Joseph, which the sons of Israel brought up from Egypt at Shechem, in the portion of the field which Jacob had bought from the sons of Hamor, the son of Shechem, the father of Shechem, for 100 kesita, and they became the inheritance of Joseph's sons. And Eleazar the son of Aaron died, and they buried him at Gibeah of Phinehas his son, which was given him in the hill country of Ephraim. And that is our reading for this morning, for today. That was Joshua chapters 21 and 24 through 24. And that brings us to the end of Joshua. And so our reading for next week will begin in the book of Judges. Join us again at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time for our daily devotion, where we come together and share those things that God has placed on our heart so we can partner with Him and be obedient vessels, and vessels who are laboring and praying in concert and in partnership with the Holy God of Israel. But until then, go in the knowledge and the awareness of the presence of God with you, of His great love for you, of His Holy Spirit dwelling in you. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Pray for the people of Israel. Pray the promises and prophecies of Scripture over them. And pray without ceasing for whatever it is that God has called you to, whatever He has given you influence over or authority over. Pray from that place of His presence where you can hear His voice and know His heart, so that you know that what you are praying comes straight from the heart of the Father, and be blessed and be a blessing.